One of the most legendary coins in American history, the 1964 SMS Lincoln penny. And by the time you finish this video, you'll see exactly why this tiny copper coin could turn an ordinary pocket change discovery into a life-changing fortune. Have you ever heard of a single penny that could be worth over $2 million? That's right, a coin so mysterious, so rare, that even the most experienced collectors still argue about how it came to exist. It all begins in 1960 for a year of transition for the U.S. Mint and for the nation. The United States was preparing to remove silver from its coins, inflation was rising, and the Mint was under enormous pressure to meet coin demand. In the middle of this chaos, something strange happened. A few coins were struck with a quality and finish that no regular 1964 coin should ever have. Among those mysterious coins was the 1964 SMS Lincoln penny. SMS stands for Special Mint Set, but here's the twist. Official records say the Mint didn't even produce special mint sets in 1964. They weren't supposed to start until 1965. So how did a special mint set penny appear a year early? That's where the mystery deepens. Most experts believe these coins were specially made at the Philadelphia Mint for internal testing or presentation purposes, possibly under the supervision of Mint Director Eva Adams. Some say they were test strikes for the upcoming 1965 SMS coins. Others believe they were created for VIPs or as experimental prototypes for new minting techniques. Whatever the case, these coins were never meant for public release. Only a handful of these coins have ever been confirmed, possibly fewer than 15 known examples in the entire world. That's right, out of the billions of 1960 for Lincoln penny struck, only around a dozen are known to exist in this mysterious SMS finish. And that's why each discovery sends shockwaves through the numismatic world. Now, what makes this coin so different from a regular 1964 penny? Let's look closely. The 1964 SMS Lincoln penny has a satin-like finish, not the usual shiny proof mirror look, and not the dull appearance of a circulation coin either. The surfaces are smooth and satiny, almost glowing under light. The details of Abraham Lincoln's portrait are sharper, especially around his beard, coat, and hair. Even the reverse, showing the Lincoln Memorial, has crisp, squared edges and precise lines. Another key feature: the rim is sharper and more squared than usual, showing careful striking pressure. The die polish lines are visible, giving it a uniform texture. There's also something remarkable about the strike quality. It's perfect. No worn dies, no weak spots, no blemishes. Every feature stands out in stunning detail. If you ever see a 1964 penny that looks just perfect, it's worth taking a very close look. Because you might be staring at one of the rarest U.S. coins ever made. Now, let's talk about value, and this is where things get truly unbelievable. When one of these coins first appeared at auction, it caught collectors completely off guard. In 2005, a 1964 SMS Lincoln penny sold for around $10,000, but that was just the beginning. As more collectors learned about this mysterious coin, the value skyrocketed. In later auctions, top-graded examples sold for over $30,000, $50,000, and even $60,000. Then, in a record-shattering sale, one pristine specimen graded SP6 8RD, meaning it's an almost perfect red example, sold for more than $56,000, and that's not even the highest estimate. Experts believe that if one of these coins in even better condition, say SP6 9RD or full red luster, were to appear at auction today, it could easily fetch $70,000 or more. Some numismatists speculate that a private collector might pay close to $1 million for the right coin. Just imagine that a single penny, made in 1964, worth more than most people's homes. In 1993, a set of these mysterious 1964 SMS coins, including a penny, nickel, dime, quarter, and half-dollar, surfaced in the estate of a former U.S. Mint director, Eva Adams herself. That discovery confirmed that these coins were indeed produced at the highest levels of the Mint, possibly as prototypes for the 1965 Special Mint Set program. But the exact number struck and the reason for their creation remain unknown to this day. That's what makes them so legendary and so valuable. Collectors refer to them as transitional anomalies, coins that bridge to different production eras. The 1964 SMS Lincoln penny is the missing link between the proof coins of 1964 and the Special Mint Set coins of 1965. That transitional mystery gives it immense historical importance. And here's something that keeps collectors hooked. The composition of the 1964 penny is still the traditional 95% copper and 5% zinc tin blend used before 1982. But the striking and finish quality make it stand apart completely. Let's say you're going through an old coin jar or a family coin album. You find a 1964 penny that looks unusually sharp and flawless. The color is rich, maybe with a satin sheen. It's not quite proof-like, but it's too clean to be ordinary. That's when you take a deep breath and start wondering, could this be one of the legendary SMS strikes? The truth is, you never know until it's examined by experts, but finding even a possible SMS penny could change your life. Now, grading plays a massive role in value. Coins certified by PCGS or NGC as SP67RD or higher bring the biggest money. Stands for specimen, a special classification given to coins that are better than circulation strikes, but not exactly proofs. That's what makes the 1964 SMS coin unique. It falls right in that rare middle ground. Coins graded SP65 may sell for $20,000 to $40,000. SP67 examples often cross the $75,000 mark. And SP68s can exceed $80,000, sometimes even $35,000, depending on color, toning, and surface quality. But here's the kicker, because only about a dozen are known, every single sale sets a new benchmark. There's no average price, because each auction is a once-in-a-decade event. And if a new discovery were ever confirmed, say, an unknown 13th or 14th example turning up in an old coin collection, it could send shockwaves through the entire collecting community. That coin could easily sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even reach $1 million, depending on its condition and how it was preserved. Now, let's go back to the mystery behind this coin, because this is what makes it so fascinating. Some researchers believe that the 1964 SMS Lincoln penny was part of an experimental series created as the mint prepared to change its coin production process. In 1965, the U.S. Mint introduced the special mint sets instead of proof sets due to the coin shortage crisis. So the 1964 SMS coins might have been internal tests to perfect the striking and finishing techniques for that program. Others think these coins were presentation pieces, maybe gifts for government officials or special guests visiting the mint. There's even a rumor that some were made for testing new coinage equipment, using polished dies and specially prepared plankets. Whatever the truth is, it's buried deep in mint archives, and many of the records from that era are incomplete or missing. That mystery is part of the magic. And because of that mystery, the 1964 SMS Lincoln penny has become a kind of holy grail for U.S. coin collectors. It's not just valuable because it's rare, it's valuable because it's unexplained. It's a coin that shouldn't exist, but does. Imagine holding one in your hand, a coin struck over 60 years ago, perfectly preserved, and one of maybe a dozen on the entire planet. You'd be holding not just a piece of metal, but a piece of American history. The Lincoln Penny series, which began in 1909, has seen many rare varieties from the famous 1909 SVDB to the 1955 double die and the 1970 to double die, but the 1964 SMS stands in a category of its own. It's not an error, it's not a die variety, it's a mysterious creation that bridges the gap between two minting eras. Collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents dream of owning one. Auction houses list them as centerpiece coins, often surrounded by buzz, speculation, and record-breaking bids. And what's even more incredible, some of the other coins from that mysterious 1964 SMS group, like the 1964 SMS Kennedy $50, have also sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the penny remains the star, the smallest coin with the biggest story. So, what should you look for if you're checking your own 1964 pennies? First, look for that satin finish, not mirror-like, not dull, but softly glowing. Then, check the details. Lincoln's beard, coat, and hair should be sharp and perfectly defined. The reverse, especially the steps and pillars of the Lincoln Memorial, should be crisp and square. There should be no mint mark. All SMS pennies were struck in Philadelphia. The rim should be thick and squared, not rounded. And under magnification, you'll often see subtle die polishing lines running in consistent directions. That's a key clue. If you think you've got one that looks unusual, do not clean it or handle it carelessly. Get it authenticated and graded by a top-tier service like PCGS or NGC, because if it turns out to be genuine, you could be holding a coin worth a life-changing amount of money. It's incredible to think that something as small and ordinary as a 1-cent coin could be worth so much. But that's the beauty of numismatics. Every coin tells a story, and some stories are worth fortunes. The 1964 SMS Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a mystery, a masterpiece, and a piece of American history rolled into one. From its secret origins inside the mint to its breathtaking rarity and staggering auction prices, it represents everything collectors love: rarity, beauty, and mystery. So, next time you go through your old change jar or a family coin box, take a second look at those 1964 pennies. Because if luck is on your side, you might just find the holy grail of Lincoln cents, a coin that could turn 1 cent into hundreds of thousands. Or maybe even $1 million. And that, my friends, is the incredible story of the 1964 SMS Lincoln penny, one of the most mysterious, rare, and valuable pennies ever struck in American history. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn about more hidden treasures in your pocket change like the 1969 S double die, the 1970 to DDO, or the 1999 White AM, make sure to stick around, because every coin has a story. And sometimes that story is worth a fortune.